With Monday.com, it feels like no matter what you do within the company, whether it's swinging a hammer or working on a financial spreadsheet, we're all working collaboratively toward the same mission. I am Jennifer Chinburg, the Executive Vice President of Corporate Development and Brand for Chinburg. We are a real estate development, construction, and property management company. The biggest challenge that we experienced before integrating Monday.com was the amount of communication in different platforms across different departments. So there was a need for a single source of truth. One of my colleagues, Gloria, did a trial with Monday, and we were blown away.
Life-changing. I did some research and I found Monday, and I started using it for my own marketing projects, and Jen loved it. And then I shared it with Emily, and Emily is really good at getting people excited about things.
I get so passionate about it. I was super excited. I was chatting with everyone on my team about how this would change our lives, and we would just geek out over all the things that Monday had to offer.
Emily and I went to New York to be certified.
Jen sent us to the workshop, and then she brought Katie to the team, and we went to Elevate.
Wow. What did we do before Monday? We really hit the ground running after we attended Elevate.
Implementing has been incredible.
We didn't have to do any convincing for people to adopt it.
I would argue the greatest gift that Monday has made is making it easy for anyone to use.
People were just so hungry for something like this. Soon it was 10 people were asking if they could have it, and then 20, and then 30.
Using automation and workflows within Monday, we were able to create a system that is evergreen.
To be able to go through your Outlook and just pull all relevant informations out and keep it in one place is remarkable.
Being able to have the data readily available to show the numbers in real time has been absolutely game-changing for us.
Executives no longer have to ask for information from anyone with Monday. Everybody wins.
It feels as though it's provided something to us that we've needed for a long time, but we didn't know how to solve for, and it's been a lot of fun to work with. Hello, London. We are so excited to be here at Elevate to tell you about our experience with Monday.com. You saw a little bit about our story, but we're going to tell you a little bit more about how it's changed our company. So a little bit of background. Our company was founded in 1987 by my husband, Eric Chinburg. He was a young engineer with a bit of swagger, I'll admit, a tool belt, and a book called How to Build a House. Fast forward 35 years, and Chinburg has become a leading development, construction, and property management company in New England. We create vibrant, mixed-use communities that, through the renovation of historic mill properties, we turn into great places for people to live, work, and play. Our team manages over 2,000 apartments and more than 3 million square feet of commercial space in New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont. We also build and sell 110 single-family homes per year. I'm Jennifer Chinburg, Executive Vice President of Corporate Development and Brand at Chinburg. Since 2007, our team has grown 750%, and with that growth came complexity. Our systems didn't always scale at the same pace as our business, which is what led us to adopt Monday.com. The story that we're here to share with you today is how Monday.com has helped us to streamline our processes, increase efficiencies, manage risk, connect our teams across state lines, and to provide a better experience for our buyers and our tenants. So this company prides itself on innovation. We're constantly pushing the envelope in terms of innovative building systems, new design, but as we developed over time, we adopted multiple systems that didn't always relate or speak to each other, and sometimes we were paying for multiple types of software that did similar things. So we knew we had a problem. It was becoming overwhelming. It worked at a certain scale, but as it got larger, it was starting to break. So in 2022, one of my colleagues started a free trial of Monday.com in our marketing office to track our projects and She had recognized how complex our white space had become, our workspace, I should say. We loved our whiteboards in our office, but it was time to be digital in order to communicate with other parts of the company. So she was very enthusiastic about it. She loved it. I loved it. And as other coworkers saw what we were using, they started asking to use Monday as well. It became clear that we were onto something and that we needed to learn more. So in 2023, I sent 2 of our most enthusiastic users to a conference, an advanced workshop in New York to learn more. And that's where we started to envision how this could become more than a work management system and really change the way that we do business. So they came back from that conference, and in 2024, we had an opportunity to go to Elevate. We expanded our operations team at that time and added 2 more of our team members to join this group. And we saw this event as a way to get to the next step of evolution of how Monday could be adopted within our company. I knew that the women that we selected, and it is a team of women, would come back with great ideas and would be able to influence change within the company. And so these are women who were curious, committee, and ready to drive change, and that's exactly what they did. I'm so excited to introduce you to 2 members of our team who are joining me on the stage here today.
I'm Katie Barry, Commercial Operations Manager for the Property Management team.
I'm Emily McDonald, Operations Manager for the Construction Division. We learned about CRM and Enterprise at Elevate last year and immediately thought, this is exactly what we've been looking for. In fact, we were so energized that we sat down at the food court at Elevate and mapped out all of our workflows and everything they could become. We didn't wait to get home. We brainstormed the rollout right then and there. This is a photo of me at the food court at Elevate receiving an update from one of our VPs about a budget. Clearly, I'm extremely excited that he's using our platform. The other photo is the map that we generated at the food court.
Looking back, there were 4 pivotal steps that we followed. Number 1, committee inception and project planning. Number 2, executive buy-in and making the case. Number 3, CRM and enterprise upgrade. And number 4, rollout and training optimization. So that leads us to step number 1, which was creating the committee. We knew that full company adoption would be a massive undertaking, requiring strong executive support and a dedicated rollout team. So when we decided to put the team together, we decided that Emily and I would lead the build efforts, and we would develop all of the workflows for each department, while Amy and Gloria would manage communications and all of the onboarding, while Jen would take charge of all executive reporting and provide leadership support throughout the process.
Number 2 is making the case. So I am on the executive team and part of the ownership of Chinburg, and we have a group of about 7 other executives who are part of that team. We totally recognized that we needed the buy-in of the very top level of the company if this was fully going to be adopted. So as I've said before, we were seeing great success in our company, but we were literally drowning in technology. We had too many systems and not enough structure. Communication lived in spreadsheets, it lived in long email threads, documents, and meeting notes. So it wasn't just inefficient and frustrating, it created business risk for us and lost opportunities. And so we occasionally missed listing updates, and we needed to figure out a way to pull the whole communication stream together. So in working toward full executive team buy-in, we knew that we needed to make the case for this investment, which was a large investment of time and resources, as any of you who are using Monday.com know. We started with work management, and we were looking to move to CRM and also to eventually to enterprise. There was a healthy amount of skepticism among the team because there had been products that we had tried before where we didn't have full adoption. So I went in able to make 2 key points that were different than what we had experienced before. One was that we had people who had already adopted it and wanted more. They were asking for it, so it wasn't a top-down solution, it was an organic solution. And 2, we had this very charismatic team of women and influencers who would come back and who had helped to build and roll out the structure of what we were looking to create. So we got approval, and with that, we hit the ground running.
We decided to tackle commercial property management first. They were already using Work Management, but we realized none of their boards were connected, and they were merely scratching the surface of what Monday.com could do. We had a major breakthrough when we realized we could manage the entire system from initial inquiry about a space to a tenant moving in through a work management setup and base that connected to a CRM, creating a streamlined workflow. This is the whiteboard. It's extremely chaotic, and it was based on the advanced workshop. We used different colors and shapes to indicate the different features, columns, boards, items, all of that. And a big shout out to Omar and Karina, who lead an amazing advanced workshop that I recommend everyone take. At the top, we have our work management system, and on the far side, you can see that's when we realized we could make that connection to CRM. The addition of CRM meant that we no longer had to leave Monday.com. We didn't need to go into SharePoint, find the unit, find the tenant, put all that information into an email, and then send the email. Everything we needed to do could live in Monday.com. Seeing our data move in real time with all of our communications with the tenants, all through automations and connections that we've created. That's pretty cool. So that brings us to step 3, integrating work management with CRM.
So, as Emily mentioned, it all started with a very chaotic whiteboard session. We brain dumped all information that we thought the commercial team would need on a day-to-day basis. And as the list grew, it became very apparent that we needed some sort of central hub to organize all of the information and to help create a cohesive workflow for the commercial team. Then, as we made the list, then the board started growing. So the board was growing and growing until it became less of a hub and more of a monster. At that point, the only name that felt fitting was the Beast Board. So think of the Beast Board as our central hub where all information for every commercial space within our portfolio lives, and it's grouped by location. The work management board, the Beast Board, is really the engine that drives the entire system, both work management and CRM. Since tenants come and go, but the units themselves stay the same, we decided to make the unit the constant within the work management board, and then we made the tenant or the business name the connection in the CRM that connects with work management. You can see we have the tenant name, that's the connection in the CRM, and from there, now property managers can see all information about the tenants, the history, all of their correspondence, all in one place. It's nice and organized, no more digging through endless email chains or chasing down old files, which we know can get very old very quickly.
Since tenants come and go, we wanted to provide our property managers with real live data so that they could respond quickly to open availabilities. In order to accomplish this goal, we needed to create very specific triggers. Through these automations, we are able to market spaces earlier, match tenants to the best possible space across our entire portfolio, track our vacancies, and have live data for quicker response time. This is our vacancy dashboard. It tracks our vacancy rates, tenant move-outs, and upcoming availabilities, all of which used to be done manually by our property managers. This dashboard saves us critical time. Since we were able to pull together this process, we were able to turn our attention to managing all the inquiries we receive on a daily basis.
Our current commercial portfolio includes 18 buildings and upwards of 500 commercial spaces. So as you can imagine, we receive a wide range of inquiries ranging from restaurant space, office space, manufacturing, retail, etc. Sometimes it's someone reaching out who's starting their own business. They just want a small office space to get their business off the ground. Other times it's a larger company looking for a manufacturing space or a restaurant. And my personal favorite, when prospects reach out to us about wanting to design and build out their dream office space. On top of that, the location preferences are generally all over the map. Some prospects only want a specific building or a specific location, whereas other prospects are a lot more flexible as long as the space fits their specific criteria and their business operations. By adding the CRM into our workflow, we can now better track all of these inquiries and turn them from a lead to a lease seamlessly, which is the ultimate goal. So, the journey starts with the web lead. It comes in through the leads board in the CRM, it tags the appropriate property manager, which then allows them to track everything about the lead without the risk of any information slipping through the cracks, which is incredible. The leads board gives us full visibility of all the leads, regardless of where they originated. Every inquiry, every opportunity, all in one place with clear accountability. From there, the deals board manages every active deal, and it also shows all available units within our portfolio, both in the CRM and work management. So it's showing the right information to the right people at the right time. And the goal of this was to eliminate one of our biggest risks, which is missing a vacancy. Property managers juggle hundreds of relationships. Most of their correspondence is happening via email, but they're talking to so many people on a daily basis. So with Monday CRM, every conversation is now tracked automatically. There's no extra clicks, there's no lost history, and that allows for, number one, faster follow-ups, which is crucial in our industry. Number two, less duplication, because we want all of our employees and team members to be spending time on things that matter. And number three, being able to make smarter decisions across sales, operations, and leadership. One of my personal favorite features has been the AI summary. This has saved me so much time. It's helped drastically with the mental overload of long email chains, which I'm sure, unfortunately, most of us suffer from. It reduces the status check-ins with our teams, which saves me time, and it also saves the employees time. And then also, we're able to make faster, smarter decisions with less noise.
As we wrapped up commercial property management, we realized we wanted a super user in every department. The super user would help with rollout and troubleshooting for their team. We also wanted them to be very competent in Monday.com, not only to understand our system and what we've created, but to understand Monday.com as a whole. Every single one of our super users is Monday.com certified. We also decided to upgrade to Enterprise, giving us immediate access to more automations, AI features, project portfolio, and my personal favorite, permission settings. Luckily at Chinburg, we have a very enthusiastic and energetic group either on Monday or going to be on Monday. However, not everyone is tech savvy, which is okay. However, they are notorious for breaking Excel sheets. And after Katie and I spent months building these systems, we wanted to avoid that if at all possible. Luckily, you can. You can create custom roles based on their usage of Monday with the permission settings. We gave our super users extra access so they can create and troubleshoot as needed. You're also able to curate very specific reports for your executives, giving them everything they want and more.
So why does this matter? Let's talk about impact. When we went into this, we went in not looking to measure revenue or impact our return on investment down to the decimal point, but the impact on our bottom line has been undeniable. So we've eliminated hours of prep, we've removed information gaps between departments, and we've made leasing faster, smoother, and more reliable. We're able to close more deals. Property managers now can focus on relationships and less on reporting, and executives have access to the data they need in order to make strategic business decisions. And every department is aligned on what's happening, where, and why.
So that brings us to step 4, rollout and training. We recently wrapped up introducing CRM to our single-family homes division, creating a more efficient process to help them build over 100 homes annually. And I'd like to share some tips that we would take away from that experience. The first is creating a shared terminology and definitions across your company. It makes it so much easier if you're having anyone switch teams or go on vacation to understand exactly what they're looking at if you're using the same terms. The next is onboarding. Creating a strong onboarding framework will really set you up for success, especially because you set expectations and what you want the team to be doing. The next one is get your super users involved early. This is important for a lot of reasons. One is it creates buy-in. You're having that person help build the system. They're going to use it, and they're going to encourage their coworkers to use it as well. It also allows you to work out any bugs or any problems that you run into as you're building, instead of rolling it out to the team and then discovering all the bugs, because that's all sorts of chaos. Finally, the last takeaway is, if you're considering having Monday be a pivotal role in your organization, don't wait to upgrade. I realize it's a big investment. I'm looking at this from the ops perspective, not the stakeholder perspective, but building commercial property management without enterprise and then learning everything you can do with enterprise only leads Katie and I to go back and optimize even more. Don't wait. If you can upgrade, do it as soon as possible.
So, in closing, Elevate didn't just introduce us to new products, it showed us what was possible within our own company, and it helped us to move from overwhelm to provide clarity to implement the Monday.com methodology to build this essential tool for our company. Now we realize this isn't an end destination, but it will be an ongoing evolution as Monday continues to add new features and as our company continues to grow. So we recognize that Monday.com has led us to a full company operations overhaul, one that makes us faster, more connected, and better equipped to serve our customers. From lead to lease, Monday.com has helped us to build a stronger company, and we plan to just keep getting better from here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you.